Hi everyone, it's Lisette and welcome to my Proverbs home. I have a video that I want to share with you today because this is something that's been bothering me for a couple of months now, probably longer. And I have not shared it because I just always felt like, why should I share it? Who's going to really want to listen? And then finally, I thought, there's probably people out there that are feeling exactly the same way. And this has to do with YouTube. This has to do with a content creator and also being a subscriber because I'm both. I have a channel, but I'm also subscribed to other channels. And sometimes things go on and happen and we just keep it in and keep it in and keep it in and we're not talking about it. But today I am going to talk about it. The difference between a hater and the difference between an opinion. Now, we know there are people that are very rude that will come on a channel and just call people names, call them ugly, say ugly things out of their mouth, and just being just totally rude, where they're causing a content creator to feel horrible, or maybe a content creator that's causing a subscriber to feel horrible. And we're going to get to that point. Let me take a sip of water. I have water and lemon in this beautiful cup because I am trying to drink more water throughout the day and stay more hydrated. I was on a channel and I was on the channel before, and then I unsubscribed because I just didn't feel right about being on there. Not that they were showing anything bad. It had nothing to do with that. I just didn't feel it was my niche. So I let it go. And then I got on the channel months later. I'm like, you know what? Let me try it again. And I went on the channel again. And a lot of times when you feel something and there's something nudging you in your heart, maybe God's saying, you know what, don't do it. So one day they did something on the channel that was just a little inappropriate. I thought as an older woman, as a more mature woman, that was very inappropriate. Then I noticed after that, I kept seeing the clickbait. And what was so amazing about this particular channel, that they kept saying, no matter what you want to comment, whether you agree with me or not, you can go on ahead and comment. And then they started calling the people haters. And every video they were doing, they were insulting the subscribers. And then I said, okay, that's enough. I've had enough. And I unsubscribed. Where am I trying to get with this? If you're a content creator and you don't want your business out there, then don't put it out there. If you don't want people's opinions, don't put it out there. Or if you don't want anybody to comment and you don't want to hear something that's different from your own opinion, then maybe just turn off your comments and people won't comment. But if you're doing things and you're putting everything out there and you're doing things that are maybe things that people really don't want to see, and they give you advice, or they're being caring, not insulting, I'm not talking about insults, but they're being caring, then don't be offended. And I am so tired of seeing that. People that don't want to take accountability for the things that they're doing, and they put it all out there, and then when somebody says, oh, that's probably not going to be safe, then they're offended. Then I think that if we're going to be offended, then we shouldn't be putting our personal lives out in the open for everybody to see. So I think it's important not to do that if you're going to be very offended at somebody's opinion. And this video is for the subscribers and for those who are content creators. I think it's important that as content creators, that whatever we put out there, that it edifies, that is good, that people want to see, that people are growing. That's like the most important. Well, some people don't want to grow. Some people just want to watch stuff that's just whatever it is, and they're entitled to that. Every content creator is entitled to put out what they want to put out. However, it's to the point now where I'm seeing a lot of that on the channels. And then I go and I read the comment somebody left. I'm like, that's not insulting. They're just leaving their opinion. They're not insulting the person. They're just leaving an opinion. And there's a difference between people that hate and people that are leaving their opinion. Haters, they're rude. They're disrespectful. They try to cause trouble. between the content creator and other content creators or subscribers. They like to get in there and stir the pot and get everybody worked up. Don't get drawn into that kind of stuff. If you see that stuff going on a channel and they're constantly trying to wheel you in with clickbait and stuff like that and trying to get you, and I'm not talking about sharing. There's such things as sharing what's going on. You're letting your subscribers know what's going on, what changes are coming. Going on somebody's channel, and if there's somebody that's going on your channel and they're being rude, disrespectful, you don't have to put up with that. You have to know your worth through God, one. Now, I'm not talking about pride. I'm not talking about arrogance. I'm talking about worth, that know that you are a child of God and that you need to be respected. Now, if somebody is giving an opinion and I'm eating strawberries with whipped cream and they say, you should try the Cool Whip. The Cool Whip is so much better. And I get offended and I come apart because somebody's telling me the Cool Whip is so much better. Or maybe I'm putting all my business out there about me and my husband, and I'm putting all our business out there, and then somebody says, hey, you know, maybe you should try to be kinder to your husband, and I break apart and get offended. Well, then you should not be putting that personal part of your life out there for the world to see unless you want to, and you're ready to have the consequences of the people that are going to respond. A lot of people don't want to be held accountable anymore. They don't want to accept that maybe they're doing something that isn't right. We want to point at the masses and say, it's this person, that person, what they said, what they did. That's the reason why I'm going through what I'm going through. But maybe it's not the people, maybe it's us. Maybe it's things that we're choosing to do and we're choosing to put out on our channels that is causing people to be like, maybe you shouldn't let your child do that. Maybe you shouldn't let your child smack you in your face or do this and that, because that's not good for them. They're not going to grow up knowing the difference between respect for the elders. Those little things. If you don't want it out there and you're insulted by people that are trying to give you advice, especially the older women like me, and you're getting insulted, then your stuff shouldn't be out there. Then you shut the comments off and you won't have to hear anybody comment. You see, I think there's a difference. I think it's okay for people to live their opinions. Now, on the flip side of that, I think that sometimes the subscribers need to realize also that content creators are still people. There's still people that have homes and families. They're taking time out to put content out. And sometimes I think that we need to show a little bit more courtesy and realize that content creators will not be perfect, nor like I can't have a $600 camera. There's times I'm making a video and it's cloudy out. And sometimes it'll be dark in here, you know, or my ring light isn't working that great. Or sometimes I don't want to use my ring light. It's real life. Some people can afford the expensive cameras. They can make all these nice dynamic videos. I like those too. But it's not something that I'm going to put myself in debt to have right now. It's not something that it would be feasible for me to say, okay, let me spend $600. I don't have that to go and spend $600 on a camera to have the perfect video. Because even when you have the perfect video, there's always something someone is not going to like. I am doing this because I care about people and I want to encourage them. That's why I'm making these videos. To be encouraging, to show God's love and grace. Every video's got a different thing that I'm doing, but it's all has to do with homemaking. But one thing I will not do is put out my family's personal business to get clicks. And then when somebody says something and says, you probably shouldn't be using your baby to be doing that. And then they get offended, they get angry because they don't want to hear that. I think we need to be careful both ways, as subscribers, as content creators. I think that the content creators also need to take the time out to say thank you to their subscribers. I think those content creators that are out there that have like 5 comments or 10 comments or whatever it is they have need to say thank you. Even if it's 1 comment, thank you so much. They're not always going to say the right thing that we think they should say. Some people sometimes texting and messaging or doing all that, you know, making a comment. Sometimes they can come off in a different way that we don't understand. And maybe somebody's not trying to be rude. And we need to be very careful how offended we're getting all the time because somebody makes a comment and they don't mean it in any bad way to offend us. And calling people haters, insulting all our subscribers because one person said something. Even if one person says something rude, then you handle it with that one person. And if you have to talk about it, that's great. We should be able to talk about it. But it should not be insulting all the subscribers on the channel. Let me take this moment to insult everybody, tell you how bad they are. And then those people that are doing that are insulting the subscribers, are getting a paycheck. Some people, because not all of us are monetized. Some are, some of us are not. You know, so we have to be a little kinder. Be a little kinder also with the content creators. We're not going to do everything perfect all of the time. You know, everything's going to be said perfect. Every word's going to come out perfect. We're never going to make a mistake. I always say this isn't Hollywood. This is a home, a real life person that's taking out time to share my life with others, show God's love. I thank God that on my channel, I have great subscribers. And if somebody's insulting to you on your channel and they're leaving a comment that's not an opinion, it's a rude comment, then you have to find a way to handle that without bringing everybody into the boat. And see that they really mean it rudely or they just giving their opinion. And everybody gets offended. The Bible talks about the offense, people being offended. And one of the baits that Satan likes to throw out is offense, getting offended. Getting offended at this, getting offended at that. Don't we all struggle with that sometimes? We all do. And we got to give it to God and say, okay, you know what? Nope. I'm not bringing this into my life. I'm not letting a troll that's been on here insulting me and my subscribers. I will handle it. But I'm not going to allow them to come in my life and affect my life and then pour it out into my family when they don't deserve it and they didn't ask to be on YouTube. That's why I keep my family private. I keep whatever personal stuff. Now, if they're sick or something, my husband's sick, I ask for prayer. That's different. I'm talking about real personal things that are going on in your family, that your little babies are going through and stuff. And then it's all out there. And then when somebody tries to give advice and say, hey, maybe you should try this, then people are so offended. They're so offended instead of taking it to God. We can't do that as a subscriber or as a content creator. You know, you need prayer, I'm here. Years ago, I was on a channel on YouTube. This was a long time ago. I unsubscribed to the person. And they were offended by something a subscriber said. And then after they insulted all the subscribers over one subscriber, their family member got on and cursed out all the subscribers. That is very unnecessary. Something that shouldn't be done. Or what they do is they take an issue that's going on with somebody they know that's a content creator. They're having an issue with that person and they throw it on YouTube for everybody to see, and then there's a battle going between two channels. Some people like that kind of content. Some people will go back and forth and they like that. They like the drama, the aesthetic of it all. They're entitled to that. But that's not something that happens on my channel. We need to remember that even though we're on social media, we need to stay safe. We need to watch over our children. Make sure they are taken care of and we're not putting them out there to get clickbaits, to get people to click on your video. I think that's very selfish when I see parents do that. I don't understand. I'm not talking about showing your child and, oh, he's so lovey-dovey. I'm talking about trying to get clickbaits, even if you're putting your child in harm's way or you're putting your child in a situation where they're going to be hurt emotionally. I think that is wrong. I think that should not be done. I won't support channels that do that to their children. And most of all, I think as content creators, we need to say thank you to our subscribers. We need to tell them thank you so much for supporting my channel. Some will come and some will go. That's just how life is. And then there will be those, once you do one thing on your channel, eat the wrong vegetable. You have spinach and they don't like spinach. This is me exaggerating. They will leave your channel. And if you just count on that all the time for your emotional benefit to feel good about who you are, then you're going to be a very disappointed person and a very hurt person. And that goes with anywhere around the world, no matter where we're at. So God bless everyone. I've really felt to share this. It has been on my heart. This is me keeping it real from my home to yours. I love you all. Thank you for being wonderful subscribers, for being an encouragement to my life. And I hope that I can be one to yours. God bless you all.